Yeah, it was definitely a different race for me. Obviously, I'm usually getting out front and pulling away early, and then I've had mistakes late in the race. But tonight was the opposite. I started in the back and came through, which is more of how, honestly, when I was amateur and even 250 class, that's how I usually was. If I was winning races, that's how I did it. So it felt a little bit like similar territory. Just I haven't done it in the 450 class, so it's hard to pass guys, especially with how good everybody is. And yeah, I was able to pick my spots on the track tonight and really execute.
This has got to feel good, especially after last weekend when you're right there, you're battling Kenny, you go down, you're able to rebound here. We just learned about the penalty. I don't know a whole lot about that. So what did you talk to the AMA? Kind of what's that process like for you going through that situation?
Yeah, I mean, there's honestly not much I can really say. They're pretty much going to do whatever they want at this point. I feel like I was in the right of way. Dean was down. But with honestly on his bike and riding away, I rolled the double, the first one, and then I jumped the second one where there was nobody down. I was a little bit confused on what to do, but at the end of the day, they're going to make their decisions on what they think's right, and I feel like I was in the right of way, but I guess we'll see. I don't think it was going to change the outcome of the race at all. I feel like I pulled away from the guys behind me even after that, so I was just, yeah, like I said, it was a good race, and not going to let that put a damper on the vibe. I'm pretty happy with how tonight went and got momentum back on my side.
Yeah, it was a good main. I felt like I had good speed throughout the main event. Was struggling a little bit with the whoops tonight. They were really edgy out there and could just bite you at any time. Was losing a little too much speed there at the end of the race, but it just came down to the start tonight. Once I got into second place there, I was already had a 5-second gap, and I think I got it within 3 or 4 there for a minute. And just once you get into lap traffic, it's hard to make up a lot of time, and it's tricky with everybody out there. It's just you make a little mistake here, the lapper gets in your way, he makes a little mistake. So it's just kind of give and take at that point. But yeah, I'm happy with the ride. But yeah, we're looking for a little more. I think if we could have been a little bit better in the whoops tonight, maybe we give them a little run.
The night was wild, man. I mean, I was 6th fastest qualifier, and then the heat race goes down, and then the gate drops, and I'm up front. And then the Star Boys, man, it was just like fireworks, man. I was just like, it's just a heat race. But, yeah, I capitalized on that and was able to get the win. I was stoked on that. It's been a long time. And then lined up for the main event, and great jump out of the gate. And tried to run with Hunter for a little bit, and then I started to get a little bit tight around 8 minutes in, and then I kind of got ate up by the Star Boys, and I was like, damn it, man.
Yeah, I got off to a pretty decent start. I think I was top 5, and I just kind of stayed there the entire time. Tom Vial was behind me the entire race and kind of had that cushion the entire race, and some lappers kind of got my way with a couple laps to go, and he snuck right up on there at the end. But you know what? We were able to hold out for a top 5, which is my season best so far, so super happy with that, and just happy that we keep improving every weekend. So, yeah, we got a little break. We'll go back to the drawing board, work on my fitness and stuff like that, and come to Atlanta, and hopefully we can do good.
Yeah, the night went pretty good for me. I mean, I just kind of kept it together the best I could, rode solid laps and didn't make the mistakes that some of the other guys did, so that was kind of the plan. Like, I didn't feel when I touched tires on this track that it was something I needed to, like, push extra hard, Our bike does a little bit better, I think, when it's soft. So coming here, and it's just like, dude, it's kind of a little different. So that was my game plan, honestly, just to put solid laps in and like, pick my spots, find what's working, and just do my homework today, and that worked out really, really well. Like, it worked out better than I had hoped, because I didn't feel good at all. So I hated it today. This morning, it was pretty wet, like in free practice, and it's like inside, and like we didn't need to really do that.
It wasn't like the track was dusty.
No, it was like wet for free. So I was like, dude, I'm just gonna wait and like let this thing come around a little bit, because it's hairy right now. So I did, and I think that was smart too. I kind of formed my line choice and like my day around, okay, what's it going to be when it's like this, but just a little bit lower, and I think I made all the right decisions about what to do and what lines to pick, and ultimately, man, we just stayed up, and that was a big portion of tonight. I wanted Christian bad, and I've said it a bunch of times. I wanted Christian bad because he was right there, and I was keeping pace with him. Ultimately, when I kind of dropped Dino off a little bit, and then I think he might have went down. When that happened, I'm like, oh, I got a lot to lose now. in a pretty decent spot. I should probably just cool it, keep it together. And then ultimately that was the right decision to make. So that's just, that's how these nights have been, just like making, a bunch of decisions in a row, and hopefully they work out. And tonight, most of the decisions and, things I did worked out.
Yeah, the track was brutal tonight. Those whoops were gnarly, and I was kind of going in after the sight lap. I'm like, dang, I got to hit these things for 15 minutes. But last weekend in Indy, I ran 7th for a while. In the last 4 minutes, I just kind of fell apart. So I really focused on that. This week, I wanted to have a strong last 5 minutes. And all day today, I just thought, like, main event, be ready for the last 5 minutes. And I kind of hurt myself a little bit at the beginning of the race because I was so worried about the last 5 minutes. So I think had I made some quicker passes, I could have maybe been up more in the fight with 6th place. But passing to 7th, and then I just try to stay, have some good consistent laps in the whoops. I mean, I was either a hero through them or I was getting sketchy. So, career best tonight. I know 7th is nothing to write home about, but I got to take my small wins. So, pretty happy with it.
Today was awesome. I kind of adapted pretty quick to the track. Through qualifying, I had a pretty good time and kind of just carried that momentum into the night show. Got 3rd in my heat. That was pretty cool. I've only done that once, so it's nice to back that up again today. And then, I ran 7th for quite a while. And then Cullen got me, and I kind of just tried pacing him the rest of the main. And when I say rest, it's like last 5 minutes, and we're just dead. But career best for him. And then my 8th was I got 8th at Daytona, so I matched my best for this season. So. All positives. I'm just happy that the Phoenix boys were up there and just putting the Phoenix up in the top 10 and trying to make David Ella proud.
My day went pretty good, and then in the main event I was trying to make a pass in the whoops and ended up crashing in the whoops, and my bike was banged up, and tried to just salvage what I could the rest of the main. So.
Looking forward to next weekend. What's this week kind of look like for you? Just same process, everything the same?
It's just try and get some practice in and head to Seattle and try and be better.
I rode like garbage all day. I was terrible in qualifying. I didn't make it out of the heat. Made it in by the skin of my teeth in the LCQ. And it actually took a restart for me to even make it in because the gates malfunctioned and popped up, hit me in the back tire, almost went over the bars. But, the main event, I just didn't get a good start and just kept picking away at people, and then got a gift with AP going down. I came off the track so bummed because, AP had it in the bag. And he had such a big lead when he lapped me. I thought I was pumped for him. And then it took my mechanic being like, well, that gave you 10th. And I was like, wow. I guess there's a little silver lining, but not for him. I was bummed for him.
Yeah, qualified 13th. Best I think I've ever qualified, honestly. So I've been riding really good. That's how I've been riding during the week. I've had speed. I've just been crashing a lot. So made it out of the heat race. Not with ease, though. Cartwright and Chiz kept me honest, obviously. And then main event, got a halfway decent start. Figured out my jump line in the whoops early. Battled with Benny literally the whole time. I mean, I probably passed him 3 times because he kept making mistakes, and he was so much faster than me in the whoops, but I was so much better than him everywhere else. And then I was riding around in probably 12th, 13th, and that's when the chaos started. I went back to 14th, and then I moved back up to 12th. So it was a good main for me. I think I could have held my own a little bit better in the middle, not faded so much. I had 2 or 3 really bad laps. If I can get rid of those, I'll be right up there. I could have been 10th again.
Not too shabby. No LCQ. That was what we talked about earlier, so that was good. Other than that, man, got a really good jump. I almost thought I was going to have the whole shot in the main event, and then AC pinched me off, ran top 5 for, obviously the first lap kind of deal until we hit the finish. I don't know, maybe top 10 for the next lap or 2, but those dudes just dive bomb you, man. They come in really quick, and it just spiked my heart rate really high. And I tried to kind of compose myself, then kind of drop back a little bit. Benny and Cade got around me, latched onto them for 7-8 laps, and rode really good, man. Was just right there behind them, rode their pace, and then just started to peter out. So, that spike at the beginning, it was good that we showed that we had the speed, but we just got to be able to relax in those situations and just continue to get better. So overall, pretty solid.
The night was all right. During the day, I had, a hectic qualifying too. I broke my shifter off first lap. Came back, had to get the shifter changed. My bike ended up leaving the pits, or leaving the track, which I guess is not allowed. during the night show it's not allowed. So it was a hectic afternoon with talking with AMA and stuff. So we ended up getting it figured out, and they gave me my laps back that I came back on the track and threw down and basically risked my life to get another fast lap. Missing those laps at the beginning with the whoops that were smooth. I could have qualified a little better, but I was happy to be smooth and get into the night show again. Was the goal was the main event again tonight. The goals at the beginning of the season were a top 15, working into the top 12, with how the off season went. The night, and then I had to go to the LCQ, which is never fun. So, I was sitting fourth in that, and, everybody kind of saw what happened there in the last corner. But I heard his bike. Clearly, you can hear the star bike from almost anywhere on the track, but I knew he was close. And then coming into the end of the last corner, I knew he was really, really close then. And I just kind of did what anybody would do and protected the line on the inside. He went outside, which, in my opinion, was kind of a mistake by his part, But did what I needed to do to manage that last chance spot to get in the main.